Hello to everyone who is listening. Now, I need to talk to you all. I need to talk to you all because, as I say, and I cannot express this enough, I have a very sound mind. Okay? I am well oriented times three. That was an old saying they used to say when I used to be a nurse nursing in the hospital. Hello to the first person in the chat. I be just waiting and waiting on y'all and waiting, but I know it takes a minute to get a notification. If you get one at all, how are you, undead goddess? Undead goddess gets the welcoming call. Thank you, baby. I have my co-host Oracle over here, Aja. So she'll be chiming in and out. Did I speak to you, Mama Midnight? Okay. Hey, Andy. How are all of you all? Hello, Kimberly Brown. Hello. So I want to talk about something that is very serious. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Hey, Erica. We all have a different conscious level. Mama Midnight said hello, Aja. That be Mr. Willie when y'all be hearing that call. He only does that when I'm doing a live stream. So that's always him. He does it when I'm going live. I mean, I think Mr. Willie is a troll. Okay. Hey Ashley Eccles. Hey Empress Copper Fox. Hello, Living Water, and hello, Dick Boy TV. Hello, Cherokee. Thank you for the fire, because I'm going to need the fire right now. Do you hear me? I'm going to need this fire for this video, because it's hard to explain what I'm going through. Hey, Destiny. Did I speak to you? I think no, I haven't. How are you, Destiny? Love you too. Love you, Living Water. Love you all. Okay. Now, I want to talk about a phenomenon that is happening depending on what conscious level you are at the given moment. Now, I'm beginning to think this is not just exclusive to a person depending on where they are consciously, but depending on in that moment, that second, that all the way down to the motherfucking millisecond, okay, where your vibrations align during a specific day, week, month, year, or so on. What am I getting at? I am noticing that I am having time script issues in the month of November and December. Okay. Now, you saying, what is she getting at? Let me talk to you. And it could just be anytime. I'm not sure, but I'm noticing something and I want y'all to pay some attention to it, okay? As I build this momentum and get my thoughts together so how I can see how I am going to paraphrase this, okay? First of all, let's talk about California. Get out of California. Get out of California while you can. Hey, Jackie. Thank you for moderating. Yeah, so let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. It's time to try to find an exit out of Cali. Find an exit. Now, if you're rich and you got a whole lot of money to spend, well, hang around, okay? But California is definitely getting ready to have some major time script issues, okay? It's coming. First of all, California is owned by foreigners. So this is the reason why they're having the problems they're having, problems with these fires, mudslides, all these crazy things are going on over there. And it is because I have had an astral travel that I'm going to talk about later with this particular place. They're getting ready to change the name of this place. Y'all, I've gone to an astral realm and gotten some information on Cali. And I'm going to talk about that the next video. But I'm just saying, look, if you live in there, go ahead on and try to start exploring other places to live and stuff like that, because this place is going to be no more. Okay. Now let me come back over here. Let me come back over here to where I am right now. Okay, so the globalist and the elitist, okay? We already know they have been infiltrated. We went over the different star races, haven't we? Okay? We've talked about the Archons, the Dracons, the Reptilians. We've talked about Orion. Okay? So at this point, they are trying to create total destruction of the timeline. Okay. And they are also trying to change historical information in the timeline. So a lot of shit ain't going to be making no sense. And I'm trying to see what they call that thing. Y'all, can y'all help me? It's a name they give to, and it's been a minute since I've explored this. It's a name they give to things that change, like it used to be. I'm just going to use this for instance. Jello was JELL-O, but now it's JELL. They got a name for that. Oh, the Nelson Mandela effect is real. Okay, so I'm getting deeper into that. This is what I want to talk about. There are quite a few people who are at this point suffering with that. Okay, and they don't know where to turn and they don't know who to talk to, because if you talk about it too much, you'll lose touch with reality. What is touch with reality? Touch with reality is the ability to be able to communicate with the normal people and find a rapport, a support system with normal people, okay? Because normal people make up the majority of all people here. These are the people that are, once again, it doesn't take much to manipulate them, to fool them, and get them to go with the status quo. That is a normal person, okay? Ain't nothing all great about them. They're just great beehivers, okay? You give them a command and they know how to follow it, and they know how to act in the script that was given to them. Okay, they know how. Matter of fact, they're just good ass actors when it comes to this film that here, this film called Life Here. Okay, that's what they are. Some of us don't know how to act. We're too real to act. We have so much source information. You are not going to be able to get us to act. Okay, okay, we're real people with real souls, real source. The normal people really, they don't have any source. There is no source information within them. They have no information. Okay? Always know that information is from source, and information is what decides and how you're going to vibrate here. Your information from your source determines how you vibrate, how you frequent here, your polarity here. It decides your energy and how your energy affects and reacts with everything surrounding you and beyond. Okay. So these people don't have any of that. Okay, it's not there. So you are losing touch with reality because these people are making up the reality. I ain't saying making up your reality, but they make up the reality here. Okay. So they don't talk about these things, but it's going to start happening to more people because I ain't trying to scare nobody, but we're ready for another big bang. Big bangs happen every so often. Millenniums times infinity. And when it is overwhelmed and it is running out of space, I'm not sure if this is just on a conscious level because you can reach a conscious level so high until this can happen, or if this is just where we are aligning in the cosmos right now, or just where this planet is. Okay? But there is going to be a lot of errors. I call them time script errors. Now, you may not have had this situation to happen to you yet, or you may not never have it. I am just reaching out to get some information. I am reaching out to get some understanding of this because there are things that are happening to us here, and there are other people talking about it happening to them. Look at these Mandela effects. Okay. And remember, I told you they're going to get ready to try to rewrite calendars so that they can preserve time and make space because they're running out of it. And as that happens, dimensions collide. And so many collisions with dimensions can cause a catastrophe, an explosion, a big bang because of so much of this crowding with each other. The only way to fix this shit is to come up with a new system, okay? And don't be surprised if we go from 7 days a week to 8 days a week, 10 days a week to stretch this out. We got to fix this. I told you all about a travel that I had, and it was about a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, 18 months ago. Now, I can understand a lot of people may not want to, get into this or watch this because it's hard to understand this until you have had your aha moment. But look at this, y'all. Look at this. I went on a travel one time, and I'm telling you, they're working hard to erase my memories because I go to travels now every day, and I'll jump up and I'll write them down. And sometimes I don't write them down. I say I'm going to remember and go back to sleep. By the time I'm up, they are erasing it because they know I'm going to bring it back to y'all. And they don't want a lot of things they don't want out there, because they don't want anyone to know the future. You know what I'm saying? They want the future to catch you by surprise. Because if you know the future ahead of time, you have the ability to affect it in some kind of a way. But I went to on a travel one time. I never will forget. And I talked to you all about this before. Some of you probably know about it and some of you don't. But I was in a classroom. Okay. I'm always in some kind of classroom somewhere, which makes me think of one of the classrooms I went to where everybody had all white robes on, and they were like lifting things with humming sounds and stuff. Like we were all in a circle and we were humming. And as we all hummed, and everybody had a different hum, which created this vibration, this energy that was actually in the center of what we were at was actually lifting it up from the ground. But anyway, I just wanted to just talk about that and just throw that in there. But that's besides the point. The object was real heavy, but as everyone did that, it actually a telekinesis occurred, and it was lifted. But we're gonna get in deeper into those things later. But I love going to other worlds to see exactly what is going on over there and how they function there. But look, check this out. So I was in this classroom, and it just looked like a traditional classroom. Looked like we may have been on the second or the third floor because I could see out the window, and you could tell where you at by looking out the window. What floor? I mean, not may not be exactly what floor you're on. Just know that the smaller the things look on the outside, the higher you up or you are. So it looked like I could have been on the second or the third floor because I could see well cars moving. The cars looked different. They didn't look like our cars. No, they didn't look like futuristic cars, They didn't look like cars of the past. They just looked like different design cars that we don't have here. One thing in particular, they had two-tone cars, whereas we mostly have like one tone, they had two tones. To give you an idea, like our cars are just solid one color all over the body. Theirs were like that, but right at the area where the fenders were and the little places where the tires were, whatever, would be a different tone than the whole entire car. So like I saw one car that was a dark brown and they had no shine. They looked bundled like a flat finishing. It was dark brown, but right where the actual fenders were, and like I said, over the tires, it was a cream, like a beige. So the car was like brown and beige. And then I saw this dump truck, very detailed. I could see this dump truck moving. And so as we were in the classroom, there was this man at the green board, not the blackboard, but the green board. And he had a stick describing things and showing all of these different molecular structures with numbers and stuff like that. And in particular, I always see this nine. I found out that nines are lower vibrations. Those vibrations are the lowest vibration is 10, and I didn't know that. The higher vibrations, the highest you can go is one. Okay. So, anyways, but I was seeing this nine. I've heard a lot of great things about nines, but when I found out nines are one of the lowest frequencies, that kind of like had me thinking a little bit, because I've been seeing nines, 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 and y'all already know about that. But let me tell you something about this place. I noticed that when he was talking and I was looking at him and looking outside, there was this rumble that was so intense. I'm talking about, my body was vibrating and sort of almost to a point it was shaking. Okay. But I noticed that all of a sudden everything got still. I mean, it was just like everyone was stuck. I was able to move. Nobody else was able to move. And the instructor told me to not move. But I laughed. I thought it was funny because they couldn't move, and then when I was looking outside, that dump truck that was actually in movement and the traffic also stopped. And it made me think about something. And it like I say, throughout the day, that sound, you can hear that sound and everything stops for I don't know how long the period is, but momentarily throughout the day, they hear this sound, this noise, this vibration, and they all come to a halting stop. It kind of made me think about something. Like I said, maybe this is their way of stalling time. Maybe it's a way to fix time script issues, a way to counteract, a bombardment from other forces that may overcrowd the actual script. And see, and it's hard for me, a simple woman, because y'all know I'm just into the hoodoo, but I'm affected by all of this other stuff that's going on, that I have to try to put into words that I cannot. I mean, I cannot find other sources to tap into so that I can bring the issue to you all to explain this. But this is a paranormal phenomena that is sort of affecting me. It's affecting me. I don't know if it's over here at this house I'm in, but it couldn't be, because we have found this to happen to us in other places other than here at the house. But I'm finna get down to it. There's some other folks that they going through this here too. Because I've seen this on YouTube, some other people going through this phenomenon, when they call it the and this is the closest of what I can call it, the Mandela effect. Okay. Um hmm. Let me get this together. Mm. Y'all, my cross just fell right off of my neck. They don't be talking about nothing. They are coming into my dreamscape and they're taking information out. They're threatening me. They're using everything, every force they can come up with. Let me put this right back on my neck. My cross came off my neck, and my other protective items. Hang on a minute, came right off my neck because they don't really want me talking about these things, and I know exactly who they are. That's these reptilians and stuff like that. And I know what y'all saying. Well, why would they care if you talk about it? I just think that if anybody's talking about it, they're gonna have an issue with them. Okay. Give me a minute, y'all, because I wasn't expecting for this to happen. If you start having necklaces breaking on you, you know, your charms and stuff like that falling off, you definitely are having some activity from some kind of a force outside of yourself. Okay, because they want you to stay the way they want you to stay. Okay, so let's talk. So here we go. I noticed this about 3 years ago. 18 months ago, when I started working with this vampire. Okay. That's why I did a ritual for this vampire. Okay. It started with him. Yes, thank you, baby. It started with him. And people were telling me about these phenomena, but I wasn't really paying any attention to it happening to me in my life. Oh, okay. So that's why I say sometimes we got to really be careful as practitioners whose cases we take on because they leave some of their energy with you and take some of your energy with them. You understand? So I've heard people say things have happened to them, but I've never ever thought it would happen to me. My first experience with a time script issue came after I started talking about time script issues, okay? Then it came to visit me. Let me tell you which one I want to talk about first because it's been so many of them. My stomach is growling. I'm sorry, y'all. My stomach just got the growling. My brother-in-law started talking about these things. He had started talking about the one I talked to you all about that is now no longer with us. Began to talk about things missing. This is what he started to talk about just before he met his demise, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So, hmm. I'm just y'all. My mind is just going so fast. And so, but he started talking about phenomena where his candles the heart started vanishing, and he started going into other things started inviting themselves into his reality, into his waking space. And so on my end, you know, my first encounter with it was, dang, which one was the first encounter? Um the encounter I've been having is not just to myself. Like his was all to himself. Mine have had other individuals inside of it. Like we're gonna talk about Mr. Willie. Y'all listen to this. Listen to this, y'all. Put your seatbelts on. This. Because this is not nobody on any kind of psychotropic medications. This is not nobody who's been drinking. This is not nobody who's been smoking THC. You know what I'm saying? Doing LSD or any of that, heroin, none of that. We're very sober and we're very sane. You can be sober and sane, but know that reality is very fluid, okay? I'm sitting in the room. Mr. Willie called himself going in there making chicken salad. He loves to make chicken salad. Don't ask me why. And it tastes pretty good. He liked to make tuna fish salad and chicken salad. So he goes out and he gets the eggs from the chicken, fresh from the chickens outside. And he boils 3 eggs. Okay. Mind you, if you need to know, they're black chickens. I don't know if that information is relevant or not, but we're going to put it all together. So he's boiling this and He goes to the sink and he peels one egg. Okay. Now there's three in the boiler. He goes to the sink and he peels another egg. Yeah, okay. He goes back to the boiler, goes to the sink, peels the egg. He goes to the boiler once again. There is no egg. There's no egg. We have a lot of vanishing phenomena to occur in this particular house in general. I've never had vanishing phenomena to really happen in my other houses that I know of. But here is quite a bit of activity. As I told you all, they said that this was slave quarters over here, or indentured servants quarters. Okay. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm going to throw it in. Two men have died here in this house, in this very house, and their last name is the same last name as Mr. Willie's last name, okay? And as soon as we moved here, his brother died, okay? I just thought I'd throw this information in here. I just don't know. Matter of fact, both men died in that same room in there, which that room is one of the most peacefulest rooms that I have ever been in, even though you can see the blood all over the floor and everything. So I'm living in a house where there have been two different families with the same name that have died in this house. So if that helps you all any, thank you. Help me out here. Okay? Okay, it's telling me that the charging stopped. Wonder why. Well, we just pull it out. I don't know why, because this is a perfectly new charger. Okay, so I've given you all that information. So I'm here in the house, and I like to take the curtains down. And by the way, that happened in November. I'm in here taking curtains down and everything. And this was like 2 Novembers ago. And oh no, it wasn't. No, it was not. This happened sometime around springtime because I was taking the burgundy curtains down so that I can put up the cream colored curtains. That's what it was. So I took the burgundy curtains down. Mr. Willie helped me take the burgundy curtains down. And there was two. And I put mines on the chair because what I do, I like to take them down, then take them to the cleaners. Then he put his on top of the chair. So I have the hanger that I get from the cleaners where I was going to put, it on the hanger so that I can go ahead and get ready to take it to the cleaners. And there is only one set of curtains. We could not find the second pair. The pair Mr. Willie had was gone. They were gone. Okay. We have not to the day found the second pair of curtains. Okay. This is what I'm talking about when I said time script issues. Okay. So it was like we never ever had two set of curtains in that room. Okay. Isn't that a time script glitch? Now let's talk. I'm not even finished. Mr. Willie calls me up on the phone. You would not believe what happened. I'm like, what happened? I think I may have told you all about this. He said, I went to the service station with only $20 in my wallet. I went into the service station to get some gas. I looked in my wallet and I could not find the $20 bill that was in my wallet before I went to the service station. He said there was a little old frail black man that said, oh, you giving me these $20. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And he said, oh, no. Mr. Willis said, that's my last $20. Give me my money back. So the little old man gave him the $20 back. He went and put $10 worth of gas in his car. I think he said 5 or 10. Mr. Willis drives a small car, so it don't take no gas to go in there. But let's say he put 15 in there. I mean, he put 5 in there. They gave him $15 back. He stuck it in his wallet. He went to his car, looked at his needle. He was at a half a tank. He drives off. He goes to get something to eat, and he notices that the $15 is no longer in his wallet. There's a $20 bill in his wallet. He calls me and he's freaking out. Where and how did I get $20 back? I said, because when you did what you did, you never done it. You never did it. You never went to the service station. Something went wrong. It's a time script issue. Exactly what it is. Now, these are things that they're not talking about. And like I said, I'm very suspicious of this 5G network and what it is bringing to the table. Something is weird going on, and I can't explain it. Anybody knows what's going on. Now, I had another issue. Listen. My son loves those barbecue Fritos from Walmart, those great value barbecue Fritos, honey barbecue Fritos. I love them too. So my son came over and said, I got the Fritos, Mama. I said, oh, wonderful. So he goes, he gets a bowl. He puts me some in there. It was a white bowl. And I said, oh, man, that ain't enough. You got to fill my bowl up. So he filled it up because it wasn't enough. He goes in the den and he watches a movie. I'm working on my candles and stuff like that in the baths and stuff, getting things ready for clients. And I'm just like, oh, I cannot wait to dive into this bowl, but I'm working because I wouldn't eat and work on people's work, y'all. So I said, let me go ahead on and finish up what I got to finish up, then I'll eat it. So I finally finishes up. I go to the bathroom, I wash my hands and everything, and I go and I'm headed to that bowl. I cannot wait to get to it. Oh, so I can just sit down and snack, watch me some TV, which I usually don't do, but it's a movie on. Y'all know I love to watch certain type of informative movies. I go over to the spot where the bowl is. There is no bowl with anything in it. There's nothing. There's nothing there. So I said, whoa. I said, what? The bowl is gone. He said, oh, no, it's right here. He goes over there. There's nothing there. Mind you, me and my son is the only body in this house. Mr. Willie is not in here. Mr. Willie's at work. So I'm like pissed because I had my mouth ready to eat this. Okay, I know y'all saying, Mama, that ain't good for you. I know it ain't. One of my little junk foods. So my mouth is ready. And I'm like pissed off. So I'm just looking all over the kitchen. I'm opening up all the cabinets. I'm lifting everything up off the countertops. I mean, to the point where I just lift it up, which is stupid, but I just said I'd give it a shot. I lifted up the toaster, picked it up and look. I picked up the convection oven. I'm picking up everything, lifting small objects, looking for a big old bowl of Frito. Even went in the dishwasher. Did you hear me? Went in the refrigerator. It went on from there to me coming in my bedroom, looking all in the drawers. Yeah, I know y'all get the message, don't you? Lifting up the mattress. All in the bathroom, you understand? Looking in the bathroom closets for this bowl of Fritos. Nowhere in the house to be found. Even went outdoors. I know y'all saying, Mama, did you? I ain't gonna lie, went in the mailbox. I said, I'm gonna find this bowl. I am determined because I said maybe it has teleported itself from one space to the other. Never found that bowl. Now, this is what I'm finna. Here's what's going to freak every last one of y'all out. And y'all know I ain't sitting there making this up. I went once again back to the kitchen to look again. Do you know? Put your seatbelts on. The white bowl that contained the Fritos was never touched. It was dry and it was in the drying rack where you keep the dishes. Never disturbed. Never disturb. Never disturb. So I told my son as he was frantic and sweating, and just because he don't want to believe in paranormal things. I mean, he'll make every explanation there is to discount the fact that paranormal situations happen. This is what he said. He said, Mama, maybe we never ever done it. And I said, maybe that never happened. Maybe you never ever put the chips. I mean, that's the way he wanted to fix it. And I just fixed it for him. You understand? So that he could keep his sanity. He said, well, maybe, I never ever put it in a bowl. And then I said, well, that's what happened. I'm gonna let him stay in his world. He's not able to handle that kind of stuff. But let's put it like this, y'all. That's a timeline script that had a glitch in it. And you're going to start seeing more things like that happen. Get prepared. Because they're not going to give you or provide you any explanation. Matter of fact, the only time they get in contact with us is when they want their tax money, when they want to make sure your children are in school, or when you have broken the law and you need to go to court. Okay? Other than it's got to be something dealing with the law or something like that, or going to their institutions of learning. If it's not anything of that nature, they're not going to warn you, give you a heads up as to what's going to get down. This is why they coming to clean up the internet. Okay, so I'm happy to have everybody here. Let me acknowledge the chat. Hey Patricia, how you doing? Patricia said mothers do so much. Asani said, Mama, that is wild. Hey Vicky. Hey Asani, hey Patricia. Vicky said, yes, same craziness here. We call it food and airy. Yeah, please explain to me what that is so I can look that up. FU colon and ERY. I need to look that up, Vicky. So please give me more information on that. Hey Quinita. So I'm up in here, not knowing whether or not whatever I'm looking for is gonna be here when I need it. You know what I'm saying? I already found Gede, and I'm just gonna. I was in this house by myself. I left and I came back. Gede was on the bed when I left. When I came back, Gede was under the bed. Now, what's a logical explanation? Nobody had came in the house. It's just me and Mr. Willie here. Mr. Willie is at work. I go to the grocery store. Like I said, before I go to the grocery store, Gede is on the bed. I go to the grocery store. I come back. Gede is under the bed. How did Gede get under the bed? When I was looking everywhere for him, and some told me to look under the bed, and there he was. And when I found him, he looked different. He looked like he had been through the desert, the storm. He looked like he'd been everywhere. All over. And I'm like, this is just like a lot of strange things that are going on here at this house. It's getting to be stranger and weirder. Okay. So I said, Getty actually went into another dimension. You go in another dimension when you go under things, like under ladders, under beds. That's why they say it's bad luck to go under things. You know what I'm saying? So Getty went under there to do some destruction. When he came back, it looked like that's exactly what he did. He did some destruction. I'm just telling y'all about a lot of paranormal things that are going on around here. Let me go back to the chat. Hey, Quinita. Vicky said we're going through the madness here. We've also looked in the oddest of places. Hmm. Is it them, Vicky? Is it them? Hey, Quabba, we need eco terrorists like Captain Planet. Patricia Wise said, looked in the fridge. Mama went in the refrigerator. She opened the drawers and everything up. Because the next thing was on my mind was teleportation, because some people are dealing with teleportation issues too, where things may be in one place and then they show up somewhere else in the house. But I have noticed personally that when they come and get my stuff, I don't get it back. Just like the actual star jelly or the astral jelly. They came and got that, and to this day, I'm so fucking pissed with these motherfuckers. Do y'all hear me? I've had enough of their asses. I be around here cussing. Thank you, baby. I'm sick of them. They interrupt they interrupt your life. They steal from you things from your home and shit, and then they go and steal thoughts and stuff from you. They affect your timeline. And they steal your ideas and gifts and time travels and all of this stuff of all of this nature. They're working 24/7 to keep you from reaching what? A high level of consciousness. This is all day long what they do. They are determined to keep us here enslaved. But God damn it, you won't keep this shit up. Do you hear me? They don't want you to contact your higher self. They don't want you communicating with that. Because, see, I'm starting to remember. I came from ancient times. And I'm not going to allow you to keep coming in here interfering with my progress. I ain't coming back here to be no slave no more. Do you hear me? Hey, Cherokee. Hey, Patricia. Patricia said glitch in the matrix. Yes, it is. It's glitches in the matrix. Because their system, they know their matrix system has issues with it. And like I told y'all, I went to other planes and they fix theirs. They have an array of ways of fixing the issues. Like this particular place, they ever so often they stop time. It comes to a halt. Nothing can move until that force of whatever this existence is allow them to move once again. And they trying to come up with something like that over here too. Shit, I probably don't even need to be talking about it. I'm probably giving them some ideas. I wouldn't be surprised if now y'all watch out now. Maybe some movies coming out here like that. Get ready. Cherokee said a lady shot at 5G tower. She said she heard voices. Y'all, where them 5G towers at? Because they're putting these 5G towers here for a reason. Are they responsible for some of these time errors? Are they causing it? Or is it here to try to fix some of it? If they don't fix this issue, time here will be no more. Somebody else gonna hijack this. Let me shut up because I really don't even know how to piece this together. I don't know how to piece it together. So let me just stop talking about it. Yeah, so yeah, they do say voices and stuff like that are coming from these 5G towers. And I want you all to do some research on it. When I get away from here, I'm gonna go and start looking into it myself personally. Quaba says internet is already fast enough. Why do we need faster internet? Oh, so it can speed up time. Do they really want? Well, I can't say they want to speed up time. It's just the fact that that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. Have y'all noticed that nights turn into days and days turn into nights? It's because we are feeding time and energy into the internet. That is what speeds up time. If you were to take your phone away from yourself and all of this 5G network away from yourself, time will slow down. But even the people who don't have these things at their fingertips, time will speed up for you too, because of this 5G network, because of this network called the internet and all of that. It's affecting everything. It's affecting the vibrations of every living thing here. Hell is killing things. Like somebody says, killing the trees and all of that other stuff going on. Cape said, oh my God. Good afternoon to you, Vicky. Hey, melanated high priestess, how are you doing? Love you. 888, how are you? Say, I had things like that to happen in my house. And you pass it off and just you go on and you move on and you don't think nothing else of it. I know they have a hidden camera of a lady that was sitting out reading a letter. So she evidently her landlord may have had a camera on her in her house and she didn't know it. But there was a camera in her living room. And the camera was set where you could see in the living room and you could see in the kitchen. And she was reading a letter and she heard this crazy sound. And so she put the letter down and she went in the kitchen to see what it was. And the letter vanished. So the noise stopped. She goes back. Goes back to reach for the letter, and the letter is no longer there. And then she's feeling around for it, trying to figure out where the hell the goddamn letter went. Now you can see on camera that the letter vanished. So she hears the noise again. So she goes back in the kitchen, and then the noise stops. So she goes back, and the letter reappears. What the hell is that, y'all? What the hell is that? I said, I told Mr. Willie, I've been telling him for the last 2 years I'm gonna get a camera to go in that kitchen. I've been saying it for the longest. I am going to have to put a camera in my kitchen. Cause I don't had too many paranormal things happen between the kitchen and the dining room. I mean, it's a wrap. I'm going to record so I can go back and rewind and see what the hell this is fucking with my shit. But like I told y'all, I'm telling you, these Dracons, these Archons, because somebody was saying, oh, it's the Palladians. Those are Palladians. Those are Palladians. And the reason why they keep saying they're Palladians because they do have blonde, all of them have blonde hair. The ones that I've dealt with all had blonde hair and blue eyes. All of them. And one of them had like these bright amber eyes that I've never seen on this planet. So some people think that they are. Let's put it like this. Now, I'm going to tell you something. There was one. She. I don't know if they're the same. I don't know. I know they're sitting at the same desk in the same room, and somebody set up and got upset with me, saying that I allow other things to control me. Look, let me tell you something. You've been controlled too, because if you weren't not being controlled, you would not be here. Okay, so for everyone who's saying that I allow everything, some other things, some other outside forces to control me, you're going to get your wake up call too, because everybody that is occupying this space on this asteroid at the moment is being controlled by some outside force. Okay. Get it through your head. Okay. You just hadn't had your aha moment where you are astral traveling and you have peeled a layer off to see who is dominating this force field at the moment. Your day hadn't gotten here yet. If you still paying bills, your electric, your water, your phone, and you still ain't getting what you want, meaning that you want a mansion too, you want a Rolls Royce, you want all these things, and you are being limited and you can't get it. That's because someone is controlling you and blocking you, okay? So don't try it. I'm just the one to say, hey, I have peeled off a layer and I can see what is beyond the veil. Okay? Listen to me. Now, I don't know what's beyond your particular veil, but you should know that you own by some force. You don't determine when you get here, and you ain't going to determine when you leave. What does that mean? Someone else controls that. So, what that tell you about yourself? Okay. So, on my particular end, I was able to view them. And the one that was the one on the night shift, somebody said that's the night shift because it was dark outside. And oh, I got somebody that's trying to get in touch with me. And I gotta get with her. So anyways, let me tell you. They wear white, she had white garb on. Now it could be my what someone controlling source on my end. But you got somebody controlling source on your end too. When are you gonna get a chance to visit them? When? Okay, so she had the white garb on, and she had short blonde hair. She had short blonde hair. She was a slim lady. She had on all white. She was a Caucasian woman, and she had amber colored eyes. Okay, and they looked different from these eyes here, and they were like able to like come out some. You understand? And remember, I told you we had a conversation with each other, and she wanted to give me information. I am so sorry I didn't get the information. That's what I should have been concentrating on. But I did get one source of information. But she was telling me that I was not going to be able to keep coming there. I would not be here. Mama be dead. Okay, so I kept wanting to let her know I was from Earth. I was from Earth. Evidently, she didn't know where I was from, and I asked her where she was from, and she didn't understand what I was talking about when I was asking her where she was from and telling her where I was from. I told her I live on a ball. I live on a planet that's shaped like a ball, which we really don't know what the fuck we living on here. They ain't gonna tell us. You know, it just like they still got us believing in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and Jesus and all these other weird characters and stuff like that. They also got us believing in things that we're not sure of, unless you done went there to the moon yourself to see what we living on, or to outside of this space. You really don't know. They ain't gonna tell us. Okay, so she told me that she live on a quadrant. She lives on a quadrant. Whatever quadrant is, I'm still trying to figure out what it is, okay? So anyways, what I got from that, she's controlling something. So I continue to travel in spite of, okay? Because this is what I came to do. This is what I love to do. And I traveled during a new moon, which I've had a travel here just a few days ago, and I can't remember it. I only remember aspects of it, but I'm going to straighten this out, y'all, so I can keep bringing y'all information. But look. When I traveled, in spite of, then I met this lady that was she was a little round, heavy set lady. She was heavier, and she was a Caucasian lady. She had short, dirty blonde hair and all blue eyes. But I could look outside. I was in the same place and can look out the window, and it was daytime, and there was a man behind her. He was a Caucasian too, and they had on all white, all white. Listen to me now. This may just be my situation. You all may be controlled by somebody else. You understand? I call them handlers. I call them handlers. I'm not saying that they're responsible for your existence. I'm not saying they're responsible for my existence, because I know they're not. They're not responsible for my existence. They are responsible for trying to control and handle the amount of information that I can bring back to this plane of existence. Do you all hear me? This is what keeps us in the infinite loop. This is at least some layer of it, because what is beyond them? What is beyond them? And I'm going to talk about that on a separate video. But she told me, with him standing behind me, and they had the all white garb on, I'm afraid we're going to have to erase your memory. And I remember being very frightened, and she was sitting and he was standing behind her as if to say, we mean this because you're bringing havoc. Okay. And so ever since then, Mama been having trouble remembering um these experiences. But let me tell you something. I have a way of going beyond them, and it might be crazy and silly to you all. But I have to actually make a trip to Birmingham, to the house that I moved out of and sold to another individual. I have to go over there in order to jumpstart it. And I might jumpstart it for at least 2 new moons. And then it's all gone. Then I can go back and jump. So I'm going back. I'm going back today to get it jump started. And I know y'all saying, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why it sounds crazy because this is nothing that is taught. And what works for me may not work for all. Just like what may work for all may not work for me. Okay. So that's what it is. Okay. Know that you're authors. Know that you're painters. Know that all of these people who design cars, concepts of cars and stuff like that, these people are able to travel. This is where they get their ideas from. Or some of them just get it from source. So know that these are your time travelers. You know that brings this thing to this existence. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one. Because somebody said you need to be writing books on all of this stuff. I don't have the patience to write books, and I don't have the grammar to write books. I don't have the money to have someone to write the book. You know what I'm saying? But if I did, I would. So this is my experience with these individuals. Now, what someone was telling me that was really interesting. They said, well, what you may be doing is intruding on their particular plane. And these are the guard dogs for this particular place. And that makes a lot of sense. You're going to a world that don't want you there and bringing that information back here. So those, are they handlers or are they patrol officers? Thank you, baby. Help mama bring it, okay? Now, I've also had an existence with another group of people. I was in a place that once again looks like a classroom. They had a blackboard behind it, and there was these people look like Africans. This lady, she was a nurse. She had the traditional hat on her head, like a nursing hat, and she had a round face. She looked like a Somalian or something. She looked like a Somalian. And the other man, he was black, and they were very dark skinned, and he was slender, but he looked like a different African than she did. He looked like he could have been from Nigeria or something. I don't know. And she looked like she could be from Somalia or something. And I remember coming in, he was like a doctor. Okay. And I remember being naked with no clothes on in front of him. And then I'm going to get back to the chat, y'all. I was standing in front of this man with no clothes on. And he just immediately said, who did this to you? And he was very angry about whatever has happened to me here on earth in my body. And he was screaming. And the next thing I know, everything went black. He put me out and everything went black. I had that encounter with him. I had also had an encounter, and I told you all about this, and it's crazy. I know it's crazy, y'all. Where these oh gosh, and I got to get back to this. These Caucasian people took me to some Asians. There was two Asian women standing on a podium. This is crazy, ain't it, y'all? I know y'all saying I'm out, mom. There were two Asian women with white lab coats on, and I've seen these people before in my TV. And my TV, when my TV screen is black, I can see through the TV, and I could see like these Asians and stuff sitting around in these chairs, like they're in like an auditorium or something like that, and they're like looking down at me because I remember this Asian lady coming in a little later than the rest of them, and they had these white lab coats on, and I was the center and the focus of their attention for some odd reason here. That's that feeling of feeling like you being watched when you got these black TV screens in your house. So it's almost like these screen mirrors need to be covered up with something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they can watch you from that. And then with this 5G network thing going on too, it's no telling how many other dimensions, you know what I'm saying, and planes that are watching us. So they take me to this podium. You know, you ever seen how the judge is up high on a stand and you're at the bottom and you're looking up at the judge? Well, those two people were very quiet and they were standing there, these two women, and they had files in their hand. These two people that were Caucasian gave the Asians a file, and it looked like it was mine. And I remember them looking through it and everything as I stood there, and that was over with. And I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that was all about. Okay, I ain't gonna go into the rest of it. I'm gonna leave it alone, y'all. I'm gonna leave it alone because this is getting to be boring. I know it is getting to be boring and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna talk about the rest of it, y'all. It's like I may as well be just selling my soul if I talk about all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I know it has a lot to do with me and how I am being represented here on the planet. You know what I'm saying? But these time script issues and all of these weird phenomena and stuff, I just wanted to talk about it, y'all. And I know a lot of you all may have never had anything like this to happen, but if you do, you done heard it from Mama first. Okay. Hey, Cimarron, love you too. Oh, Vicky said a quadrant is a particular space of a whole. WHOLE of a whole. So that's the quadrant issue. Now, what's the whole? What is the whole? Hey, Omar said, I had a past life, but it was in a different universe. I was from an island called Trinidad, and the island was part of a country called Arabia. Trinidad had every race of people on it. Okay. Hey, Bantu Viking, how you doing? You make me think of something like, what I do. I have a tablet beside me so I can jump up and write everything down. It has gotten that bad, as they tried to, when I wake fully up to take different scripts and information out of my head and everything. But I went to a place, and they wrote it on paper, and so that I can pronounce it. And let me see if I can pronounce it, because I have it. It's on my phone. Because I'll take my phone and I'll turn it on video, and I'll talk about it. But let me see if I can pronounce it. Um, Kena Sawaki. Kena Sawaki is what they wrote down on the paper. And because since I know I cannot remember every single thing there was a lady that was kind enough in my astroscape. I know y'all said this on. She wrote it on a piece of paper. She said, here it is. And I had a hard time pronouncing. She wouldn't say it, but she wrote it on the paper. It said, Kene, Kena, Kena, Sawaki. Kena, Sawaki. So I find myself just chanting that back and forth. Kena, Kena, Sawaki. And so I've tried to look it up on the internet, and there is no such thing as Kena Sawaki. I don't know if it's the name of a person, because Mr. Witter said it might be the name of somebody, Kennesawaki. Maybe it's her name. She wants you to remember her name. Or maybe it could be a place or an object or something like that. And Kenisawaki. Y'all, what does that sound like? Does that sound like some type of Asian, African, or something Polynesian? I don't know. Any ideas? Kenisawaki. Kenisawaki. I said I was gonna run that by y'all. Well, I am doing fine. Everybody's so quiet. I know I'm bringing y'all to places and stuff that you might not necessarily be used to. I'm over here cringing, y'all, and clenching onto my dreadlocks here right quick. Anybody? Any ideas of Kinisawaki? Okay. 888. I was thinking the same thing. It's an African name. It does. The Kinisawaki. Kinisawaki. Now I got to figure out what region. Kinisawaki. Can't find that nowhere. Can't type it in. I even tried to translate it from voice, and it took me nowhere. Like got on the Google Voice thing, and I said Kenny Sawaki, and it took me nowhere. I don't do reversal candles at all, Bantu. Hey, Brown Sugar, how you doing? Iri Abai Akomta, how you doing? Says I may have mutilated your name. Sorry about that. Says it sounds like Native American. Kinisawaki. Kinisawaki. Y'all gonna hear me saying that sometimes until I forget it. I don't forgot so much information that I brought from that plane because I don't like to write. I'm a visual person. I don't like writing. I really don't. I've lost so much stuff. Try writing it backwards, Patricia says. Okay. Asani says sounds like a whole nother language. 888 says, yes, that was my second thought. Do audio tapes, Kimberly. Thank you. That's what I'm going. That is a good idea. So I need to get the traditional recorder, the traditional recorder, or just record on a cell phone or a camera or something like that. I have another channel, y'all, where I am actually waking up and documenting this. And the name of it is Mother Wiz Tree. Mother Wiz Tree. Wiztree. Wiz Tree. They're gonna probably go ahead and buy the domain and everything. Folks is buying domains, y'all, so that in the future, if you decide you want to make a website out of it, then you have to pay them to own it. They can have it. I don't want to buy the domain. It's just interesting. Not only interesting, but I am honored to know that you would take in consideration that what I say matters enough to go out and take it this serious to go and purchase it. You know what I'm saying? So that's some more ideas for you right there. Mother Wiz Tree is where I will be documenting these actual travels, so I won't have to bring them to this channel. Okay, yes, Bantu Viking, you can. Okay, go ahead. Cape Fear says it's an American Indian name. Kini Sawaki. And she wrote it on some the thickest paper I ever seen. The paper almost looked it looked ancient. It wasn't white paper. The paper looked aged, and it was our alphabets. It was not alphabets that like hieroglyphics or some type of alphabet you don't understand. It was a very universal thing. I think our alphabets are very universal, considering they have found those alphabets on other planes. Well, on other planets and stuff like that. Yeah, it's true. So it's very universal. So, anyways, yeah. It was spelled with a K. It began with a K, but I cannot remember exactly how to spell it. But I tried to pronounce it, and that's what it came out to be. And the paper just looked thick, like they take and make it out of pulp or something. I don't know if y'all ever seen that paper made out of pulp, where people can just take varieties of paper and put it together and make a make paper. Does that make sense? So whatever she wrote it on looked different, but she just happened to write it down. I just thought maybe it was a place that they lived in, but I guess it wasn't. But y'all know I've been calling that name. I've been walking all through my house saying Kenny Sawaki, Kenny Sawaki D. Kinesiwaki, Kinesiwaki, as I try to remember exactly how to pronounce it. But if that's the incorrect way I said it, I'm gonna go back to my thing and find out exactly what I said. I can go back and find it. Okay, hey Coda Lisa, live. How you doing? She said you could use a phone or camera and just save or upload the backups. Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because at first I wasn't taking none of it serious, but I guess I do. I better. Cherokee says American Indian. When you every time y'all say what it sounds like, it makes me want to say it again. Kenny Sawaki. I just want to keep saying it over and over again. Oh, okay. Kimberly said Kino. Okay, Kin Sawaki. Is that Kin So wait? Is that an actual word or are you just trying to spell it out? Kenny Sawakidi. That's it. Girl, you got it. Kenny Sawakidi. Kenny Sawakidi. Kenny Sawakidi. Thank you, Asani. But anyways, I just wanted to talk to you all about this briefly. And but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end this live stream because I went way over. I went way over. Thank y'all for the fire. Okay. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna sit down and read all of this information. Okay. So, anyways, thank you for contributing and everything. And if you all don't mind, I'll come back to this channel and talk a little bit more. And if you all want to talk about your situations and ask questions about your situations, I'm here for you. Okay. Bye bye. Please rate and subscribe.